Hello, my name's Auston Tackett. I'm 20 years old, and this is my introduction. Um, this is my second semester at Eastern Florida State College. I used to go to Mid-Michigan Community College. So with that being said, I used to live in Michigan, Gladwin, Michigan to be precise. I moved down here September 15th of 2013, so it's been a couple years. This is my first speech class as to why I'm in, this class. So this is, I don't think I've ever recorded a video of myself online before, so this is the first for me. Like I said, 20 years old, still trying to figure out what I want to do for a career, but I'm working towards it. Currently, I work at Wells Fargo in Cape Canaveral as a teller. I used to work at Chick-fil-A in Merritt Island. I was a manager there. I worked there for about 2 years. Really liked it there. It was a nice environment. It was a nice place to work. I just felt like it was time to move on, time to get another job. So that's current stuff. Let's go to the past. I lived in Michigan my whole entire life, from the time I was born until, just recently. I lived in a couple different houses, but, most of the time I was in Gladwin. So that's that. I have 4 siblings. I have 3 younger brothers and a younger sister, and both my parents. And we have 2 dogs, a blonde lab and a mastiff. The lab is named Wonder, and the mastiff is named Patches. So that's also kind of current stuff. Alright, so let's get a little bit more in the past. When I was 7 years old, I was a very active young kid. I played soccer, I played basketball, and I played hockey. I used to play a lot of hockey because in Michigan the water would freeze over and you'd go out and play on the lake, so it was a lot of fun. You do it with friends, with family. It's just a pastime for my family and for a lot of people in Michigan. But one year I couldn't play hockey. I was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma in my femur, which is a really rare, well, it doesn't seem rare anymore, but it was a really rare form of bone cancer. It normally happens in young men in adolescent age or younger, and other than that it doesn't happen. It's usually other forms. For me, I was diagnosed when I was 7. It started, I just had some leg pains, and I pushed it off. My mom, everybody pushed it off. I was a 7-year-old kid. I was growing, so everybody thought it was growing pains, and one day it got so bad that I said, "Mom, I can't go to school. It's hurting too bad. I can't do this, can't walk, can't run, stuff like that." So, she told me, "If you're not going to school, we gotta go to the doctors." So, didn't go to school the next day. We went to the doctors, and we got some x-rays done, and we found out that I had cancer in my femur, and it was pretty bad. One doctor, after a bunch of other scans, I had CAT scans, x-rays, MRIs, PET scans, bone scans, the whole 9 yards. One of the doctors actually told me that the bone looked like Swiss cheese. The cancer just chewed it up, which, it's cool, it's crazy to look back now, but it's really scary. So after all those scans, we also found out that it had metastasized to my lungs, which is also really scary and not a good thing. So with that happening, I started an intensive round of chemotherapy. I had for about 14 months, and then I had about 3 or 4 months of radiation. I had a few different surgeries where they replaced the femur in my left leg twice. The first time when I was about 10, I believe, maybe a little bit younger, they replaced it with a rod. It's called a rapiphysis. So that type of rod just meant that since I was young, the rod itself could grow. It was kind of like a spring, so I had it compacted, and then as I grew, it would extend, a little bit more as I grew. So eventually I outgrew that rod, and they put in the rod I have now, which has been in since 10th grade, so it's been about 5 years or so. So I probably need another one here in a few years, but it's something I'll have to face when I get there. So those are just my family, my friends, and you know, growing up like the way I did, being not in and out of hospital, but having to deal with that. I grew up really quickly. So those are just a few of the things that shaped me into the person I am today, and that's me. Thank you. Bye.